What's up, guys? Sean here from Srkcycles, and I just rode this Goldwing out of the shop through snow and ice. You can call me the Postal Service. So we're gonna take this thing for a spin. I am pumped, but first I got some words of wisdom for you guys. I don't even know what Bible verse this is. Jesus said, "Come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your soul." Matthew 11:28-29. Alright guys, I'm on a 1998 Goldwing, and I'm going to remind you why, even though I love the Road King, the Goldwing really is the king of the road. And these things are amazing machines, even the old ones. And this is a 98, so you're looking at, I want to think 3 generations ago. But 98, 2018, that's 20 years. Is that right? 2008. Yeah, 20 years. And this thing's still kicking it. And if you're rocking a Goldwing, you could still be smoking these young whippersnappers. These young whippersnappers on their sport bikes, because you know how to ride and they know how to give it a lot of gas. They know how to buy a fast bike, but they don't actually know how to ride. So that's where you got the angle. So this is the 1500 cc Goldwing, and these things have great power. And what I love about these is the way Honda put such an emphasis on the touring aspect of this bike. No, the sport touring aspect of this bike. Now, is it one of the most comfortable bikes that you could ride on a long distance? Absolutely. I love the ergonomics of it, and with a simple modification of you putting some pegs on it like this, you can kick your feet out and it's real comfortable being out like this. So then, you know, it's just sitting on, this is very similar like you sitting on a Harley Davidson, the way the ergonomics of your feet are. Actually, it's a little bit more spaced out. But I actually like the way these pegs are, where my knees are more in front of my feet. It's a more sportier stance, because this thing is a very sporty bike. This thing just wants to get low in the corners. It feels extremely comfortable turning and getting low. You can drag bag. I actually met a guy one time. His name was John. No, his name was Johnny. Older guy. Me and my buddy were riding supermotos. I'm a pretty good rider. And this guy showed us that we had a hard time keeping up. We could keep up, but I was pushing like 80%. I don't like to push that far on the street. And we were on supermotos. He was on a BMW GS bike. He was telling us a story about back when he had a Goldwing. This guy knew how to ride. He met up with a bunch of riders who were going to Dale's Gap in the Dragon Tail, and they were going to. It was a bunch of sport bike riders. They're like 300. They're all going to do the Dragon Tail, and this guy shows up with his Goldwing, and like the leader of the group's like, "Hey, listen, this is not really the type of ride for you. There's some other guys over here. Maybe you want to ride with those guys." He's like, "No, I want to ride with you guys." And they were like, "Come on, you're just going to hold us back." He's like, "How about this? How about you let me start in the back of the pack, and if I pass somebody, I pass them, and we'll just see how it goes." And the guy's like, he said, "Well, yeah, if that's what you want to do, whatever." And 300 riders. Dale's Gap is 11 miles, 300 some corners, and by the 11 miles, he was number 7 from the front. There are stories going around of, he's like, you know, guys on sport bikes, Suzuki's, Honda CBRs, and they're like, some guy in a Goldwing passed me on the outside dragging bag. And when you ride this thing, you're like, wow, this thing can throw it down. And the way they build the pegs and all the ergonomics is set up that you can really hit these corners hard. And that's what I really like about the Goldwing. It's not just, you know, big touring, you know, what the young guys would think, old man bike. Hey, you know what? I'm all about being old. I'm all about being an old man if I can smite some young kids on a 400-pound bike, and I'm just smoking them on a 900-pound Goldwing. That's what skill is. I really wanted to slalom those cones right there, but I chose not to. Check out the lights. Hold up. See the flasher lights? They flash in the mirrors. Pause it. Check the other one out. That's awesome. Another cool thing that you got to really respect about Goldwing riders is they're about safety. They normally wear a big bright jacket like me because, hey, they've been around, they've had friends that have been in accidents, have been hit by cars, and they know how important it is to be visible. And putting turn signals like that, if you have someone who's right next to you, they're going to see you now. They know what your intentions are. And the more people around you know what your intentions are, the more likely they're not going to do something that's counter what you want to do and run into you. So I'm not sure if we mentioned this in the video, but we cannot get the air system to work. And I think what happens if you press the check button. Oh, hold on. What am I looking at? I was doing it before. When you press the check button, it tells you the temperature. It tells you the pounds in the system. But you increase and decrease, it doesn't do anything. But the suspension feels great. So I think what they did was they changed out the suspension to either one that's just fixed, like a progressive or something, or possibly a one that like is not connected to the air pump. It might have been cheaper, instead of replacing, let's say the pump went bad or something like that, it might have been cheaper instead of replacing the pump, just replace the to put a different type of suspension in it. We don't know. We've not torn the bike apart to check, but I tell you this, the thing's running good. Right now I'm in overdrive. I had it warmed up. It was a cold day. I had it on choke for a couple minutes, took it off choke. It's idling fine. So if I was going to do a big trip, a really big trip, honestly, I don't care what year the Goldwing is. Let's go jump on and take a Goldwing. Now, I wish you could always put heated grips on this. That'd be super cool. Heated grips and heated seat would just make it a whole lot better. But it's 30 degrees outside, and I forgot to wear gloves. And because of they put these mirrors strategically right there because they block all wind from hitting your hands on the handlebars. So it's kind of like bark busters, but a much more sophisticated bark buster. And my hands are not that cold. They don't get any colder the faster I go because no wind is actually hitting it, which is the great thing about the Goldwings. You know, I could be riding in a monsoon, and I did a video about this where I rode in really, really heavy rain, and the Goldwing had a big enough windshield that unless I stopped, I was not getting wet. These fairings completely cover me from any wind hitting me and my hands. The only reason young guys are not just like swarming to buy Goldwings because they are a superior bike to most bikes out there. I mean, you got your radio, you got your comfort, and actually we do get some young guys who buy these things. I feel like the only reason they're not buying them, and I'm being a little bit facetious right now, but it's just because the color schemes. If you start making these like bright green and like orange and flames and stuff like that, you know, all them young childs will be swarming, trying to get themselves a piece of that Goldwing. I wish it was warmer outside. I'd go find some twisties, go hit this thing a little bit harder in the corners, but it's way too cold. The tires never get cold enough. I mean, the tires never get warm enough. So we actually I'm pretty sure we actually have this bike sold as of right now to someone in North or South Carolina. I just wanted to make sure I got a test drive of it. Guys, check out our website, Srkcycles.com. We sell a lot of bikes, ship them all over the country. Check out the website below. Check out the links below. We also have we're doing a Harley Davidson giveaway. We gave one away the last day of last year, December 31st, and we're going to give another one away in a couple months. So check that out. It's a Harley Davidson Dyna build. We're doing some modifications to it. We're super pumped about it. Look in the description. It's completely free to get on board. All you got to do is subscribe and give us your email address. Become part of our mailing list. And don't forget to check out our Patreon page. We have a Patreon page. The link is also in the description. And we got extended different test drives and a lot of cool information on the Patreon page. A lot of added value, behind the scenes stuff. Alright guys, that wraps up my test drive of this beautiful Honda Goldwing. I love these things. They have such good power. Alright guys, that wraps it up. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going. Crush that corner. What's up guys, Sean here from Srkcycles, and thanks for watching the video. Click here to subscribe, click here to see more content, and as always, check out the description box to see our latest inventory and our killer deals, to see how to win a free motorcycle, and also to see our latest bikes and beards gear. We'll see you guys later. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going.